Hello again everyone, I'm Synth, welcome back. Iris has been out for a few seasons at this point, and from the playstyles available to her, Flame Spirit is the one that has not seen as much play as the other two. For that reason, I wanted to try my hand at it, and see how well she can perform. After some time, I have come up with a build that I'm happy with, and want to share it with all of you. If you are looking for a build for Iris that clears all the way to and including Time Mark 8, and does great boss DPS, look no further. Let's get into it. Starting with the level 25 and 60 talents, both of these are here to increase the value of our nourishment stacks, as well as increasing the uptime we can maintain on them. Also, due to our level 60 talent, you are going to want to have about 20% fire resistance overcap, or as close to it as possible, as it translates into increased chance for our mages to use an enhanced skill. For the level 45 talent, opt for Struggle Free, greatly reducing our sealed mana cost for our mages, as well as giving us 2 max nourishment stack increase. At level 75, take Socialite, allowing us to summon 1 additional magus, as well as reducing the chance we lose a nourishment stack at all times. Our final point, at level 90, is Grow With It, making our chance to retain nourishment scale with the additional levels, as well as giving us a chance per nourishment stack to massively increase the damage our mega skill do at the cost of attack and cast speed. For our relic and memories, there are a couple things that are necessary to make the build really shine. Starting with the relic, always make sure the 4th slot for memories is open. We are slotting a very specific memory in there, so we need to make sure the 4th slot is always open. For its stats, you should aim to get a trigger of Dazzling Bloom, allowing you to drop the skill from your equipped abilities, making us able to run an additional minion Empower skill. The second mod on your relic should be percentage of your Empower effect bonus also applies to your magus. For the memories, we run 2 legendary memories. Firstly, to you who are zealous. This memory is the enabler of the build, greatly increasing our dot damage in exchange for reducing our hit damage to virtually 0. Importantly, it also grants us an ultimate that deals massive amounts of dot damage. This memory specifically needs to be slotted in the 4th slot for its effect to take place. That's why we need to make sure our relic has a 4th slot for the memories open. Now to gain access to this ultimate, we run Spirit Magus Commemoration, giving us the Amazing Friends trait, allowing our magus to enter full bloom after 20 nourishment stacks, and granting them access to their ultimate ability. If you are on a tight budget, you can consider using the prototype version of this memory. Significantly cheaper, but comes with a significant reduction in damage. Your final memory is a rare one. Optimally, with increased max number of nourishment stacks, and a flexible second mod. My personal recommendation would be cooldown recovery speed for the megas, buffing the amount of ultimates they can get out in each full bloom. Hey everyone, very quickly, I just want to ask if the video has been helpful so far, consider subscribing to the channel, as it will help me immensely to grow the channel further and get this video out to far more people. Okay, thank you so much, let's get back into it. For your skills, your main and unique source of damage will be the Summon Flame Spirit. Link it to the Fire Explosion support, as well as Elemental Duo, and added fire damage for additional ignite and fire damage. Spell concentration for the massive additional damage that it provides, and finally Cataclysm, allowing our minions to apply affliction with their dot damage. Our defensive skill will be Forced Start. Link to defense layers to make sure our recharge doesn't get interrupted, and finally cost conversion. Our mobility skill will be linked to quick mobility and cost conversion. Our empower skills are Nourishment of Life and Elemental Shock. If you still don't have a relic with Dazzling Bloom, swap Elemental Shock for Dazzling Bloom instead. But realistically, you should be able to run this from the get-go if you're in trade and are able to purchase one. Otherwise, just opt for socketing out Elemental Shock until you can get a relic with that mod. Both of our empower skills are linked to Mania, Well-Fought Battle, and cost conversion. Additionally, Nourishment is also linked to extended duration to have 100% uptime on it when used correctly. For our offensive auras, we run Charged Flames and Deep Pain. Both of them will be linked to Stand as One, Selfless, and Safety in Numbers. Keep in mind, when facing a boss, Malleable will have more value than Safety in Numbers. However, throughout my time with this build, I never really felt the need to swap for it. For our defensive auras, we run both Energy Fortress linked to Selfishness and Stand as One, as well as Steadfast, linked to Stand as One, Seal Conversion to reserve it on our life, Selfishness, and Aura Amplification. Remember, you can check the full passive trees in the link for the builder below at any point. Here I will only cover the major nodes on each of the trees, but as a general rule, your small passive should be increases to minion damage, minion crit, minion chance to use enhanced skills, and minion levels. Defensively, look for maximum energy shield, resistances, defenses, and armor. Also, make sure to take every single point available for sealed mana. For the major nodes in God of War, take Orders in the first slot for its additional minion damage, and on the second slot, take Isomorphic Arms. This is a major piece of our DPS, as it makes our megas gain the benefits of our weapon. Our weapon will be entirely crafted with the intention of taking this node, making this extremely important to take. On the Alchemist tree, take Source for the reduction in sealed mana cost for our megas, as well as Talons of the Abyss, granting our megas additional damage and cooldown recovery speed per amount of growth they have. Our final tree is Warlock. Here we take Indifference on the first slot, granting us a massive boost to our CDR, as well as off the beaten track, granting us +4 to all our support skills, as well as fixing the mana cost multiplier to 95. For our gear, we run a singular legendary in the belt Winter of Origin, granting us focus blessings and changing their effect to boost our minions, as well as granting us CDR depending on how many blessings we have. For the rest of the gear, we use rare pieces, starting with the most important one, our weapon. On the weapon, you should have adds main weapon damage as base ignite damage. This mod is mandatory for this build, and you should aim to have it as high as you possibly can. After that, minion damage and minion levels are your best prefixes. For the suffixes, look for additional Spirit Mega's ultimate damage as well as chance to deal double damage. For your final slot, one of the following should be your aim: chance for minion to deal double damage, minion speed, or focus strike. After that, we have the chess piece. The chess is incredibly easy. You want minion damage and energy shield for your prefixes, and on the suffixes, as much resistance and aura effect as you possibly can. For very high budgets, here you can get additional active skill levels, as well as additional own focus blessings, but these can be quite hard to get. Your necklace should be a Lunar Corona amulet for the minion skill level that comes with it. After that, look for minion levels if possible, otherwise go with energy shield, resistances, and aura effect. For the gloves, get yourself some +1 level gloves, and after that simply as much energy shield and resistances as you can. Nothing else in this slot really has any value for us. For your boots, you want the mod that grants you deflection when you move, reducing the damage of the next source of damage that hits you. After that, energy shield, resistance, and aura effect should be your focus. Movement speed is also good, but since our cooldown recovery is so high, we are constantly blinking, so don't feel too pressured into getting high movement speed. Finally, your rings should have minion damage, resistances, and energy shield. If possible, additional damage scaling with Mega's growth is also a great stat to have. For the helmet, get a Long Night Sorcerer mask for the +1 to spell skill level that comes along with its base. Here, you want as much energy shield as you can, as well as resistances. If possible, on the suffixes, get chance for minions to deal double damage. However, this mod is not necessary. Very quickly, for your slates and candles, you want to get as many Mega's levels as you possibly can. Other stats like minion damage, speed, crit are also very good. On your slates, additional own focus blessings are incredibly high value as well, since they synergize so well with our build. And that is everything for the character. Hopefully this was helpful and you have fun playing this build. If you do, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, help me out grow. Also, after this I'll be doing a Frost Mega's Iris, so if that's something that you want to see, look out for that. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.